guys, welcome back to Social Squad. Today we're going to be talking about news coverage and the pros and cons about it.
Boom! Perfect! So the whole reason why this became a topic is because the other day I was on Snapchat and I was looking through their Discover tab, and they had an article talking about a young teen shooter who was arrested in September of 2016 for, you know, a shooting they tried to do at an elementary school and it didn't go according to plan. And I guess recently he came out and started talking about his plan for the shooting and what his goals were, why he decided to try to do something like this. So to give a quick summary about what I'm talking about, this was a Washington Post and it was posted on March 3rd of 2018. Inside an accused school shooter's mind, a plot to kill 50 or 60, if I get lucky, maybe 150. And it got me kind of thinking, because one of the topics were he wanted to be known for being dangerous. He wanted to be infamous, to be notorious on the internet, for the media coverage to almost idolize him, in a negative fashion, similar to the Virginia Tech shooters and the Columbine shooters. And it got me thinking, is media coverage on these kind of topics actually harmful for future events that could occur?
Yeah, which is definitely a con for like media coverage, because I feel like when something like that does happen, there's a whole bunch of different stories that come out about it. The news people will, they'll repeat it about 100 times a day, and I don't know, it always gets very popular. Like, everyone usually finds out about it pretty quickly.
And there was something else that he was talking about, and I found it interesting. It related to us because we work with social media so often, is he would turn to an Instagram group chat that had other like-minded people who idolized different, murderers or serial killers, whatever it is, and they kind of compete with each other, with words at first, but then obviously sometimes it turns into action, where he was like, oh, this is what the Virginia Tech shooters did wrong. This is what the Columbine shooters did wrong. This is how I could do it better. And it kind of goes into, he's able to brainstorm and bounce these ideas off of other people who are similar to him.
Yeah, and the fact that there is even people that are allowed to get profiles like that and not have any, because obviously if they were talking on a platform that they're openly talking about, they never got demonetized, they never got it taken off of or anything. It's probably still going on. It's probably not the same profile, but I mean, people will find a way if they really want to talk about it.
And they do it on Instagram. He's talking about how there's an entire blog on Tumblr dedicated to these kind of talks.
Oh yeah.
And where they all kind of brainstorm with each other. And it's scary. And it's trying to, we have all of these improvements in tech and social media,
and at the same time, it's like, this is one of the downfalls.
It's opening up opportunities for bad things to happen.
Do you think that, the social media, all social medias should have,
a monitor, kind of?
Yeah, because I feel like they already monitor things like that, but at the same time they don't. Because there is, when it comes to, porn profiles, they jump on that stuff so quick. They make sure, they get blocked right away.
Oh, yeah, there was a topic. Actually, yeah, so there was actually this guy who was an artist. I think he was an artist. He was a photographer. And he or she. And they took a photo of a woman laying in a bed who was menstruating. And then it showed, their menstruating leaked through their pants. And just showed, they try to show the beauty of menstruation and that it's not gross or anything like that. It was immediately taken down by Instagram. Immediately taken down as inappropriate content, even though she was fully clothed, she was just laying on a bed, she was naked. Regular, it just showed that she went through her pants. And it's interesting that was so quick. Instagram, whoever it is moderating Instagram posts, was on top of that.
That's crazy to me. It's
something
that's
natural.
It's a natural thing. Yeah, it's equivalent to you bleeding. It's just like bleeding from cutting yourself in your arm or something like that.
I feel like
that's
sometimes
crazy.
violence and stuff is more okay. Like not
Than
not
sexual
really,
stuff.
but like it's almost like people view it as like I'm not
Yeah.
saying this, but then like more sexual things, it's like whoa, oh my god.
Yeah.
Then like
Well,
you know, because like I don't know, like in movies and stuff, like
Mhm.
yeah,
I don't
like,
know.
why do you think that is? Like,
I don't know.
legit question. I don't know.
An awesome example, I always bring things back to video games. For background for everyone out there, I work at GameStop, so I sell video games. And for when I'm selling a game like Call of Duty, I say, oh, there's shooting, there's killing, there's violence, are you okay with that? And then the parents are like, yeah, whatever, they play that all the time. But with a game like Grand Theft Auto, where it actually has prostitution in it and sexual themes, I'll say, oh, there's violence, killing, and shooting, and there's also very intense sexual themes in this game. Once I mention the word sexual, that's when the parents tune in. That's when they're like, wait, what can my son do? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, your son can go and massacre an entire city, but that's fine. But as soon as, you know, you pick up a prostitute off the street, it becomes, oh my god, how scandalous.
Yeah.
So it's interesting how we look at sexuality so much more intensely than
violence.
Why? That's so
I
weird.
guess it's like with like movies and shows and everything, like you'll see more like violence because you know like it'll be like PG-13 or whatever, like most people can, like teens and whatever can see it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then like sexual stuff, it's like rated R, so it's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's more like hidden, I guess, or
Yeah,
like,
like
I
if
don't
a
know.
movie has like shooting and killing and like
Yeah,
army
like, it'll be like
stuff
on TV,
and all that
like
stuff.
during the day. And,
it's
you know?
yeah, it's PG-13, but once they bring sexual into it, it's like, oh, it's rated R now. Like,
I think
Yeah.
we're almost desensitized to violence because of how often we hear about it on the news and how often we see it everywhere we go, whether it's through video game entertainment, watching the news, or
Just
movies.
and-
How do you guys think we could, people like us, could change that? How do you think that we can kind of deter or change the culture of media that it is right now? What do you guys think about that? It's a big question.
Yeah.
I know,
guess,
it's
like,
like-
watching less of it, like almost like with products, like buying what you don't, like don't buy what you don't, like, you know.
Because I feel like the way we would be able to get there is if we stop doing things that we normally do. Like,
Mhm.
stop paying attention to negative stuff and, like,
Yeah. 'Cause that's,
oh, we don't
like,
want to
the
hear about the
reason why-
negative stuff. We want to hear the positive stuff, but, like, human nature, it's like, oh, it's, like, it's a bad thing. It's like, we're all like, ooh, what is it? So, like, it's a hard question because, like, we would have to stop. Like, we would really have to pay attention to, like, what we want. And right now, I feel like we're such on like an autopilot kind of thing. Like, something happens and we're just going with it and reacting it. And
I think if we had more people our age and more people even younger than us kind of conditioning them to think good things are good too, doing good things is fun, doing good things will bring enjoyment to your life versus doing bad things, and having more of a focus, especially everything ties back to education. So if we had more of a focus on journalism and current events and just educating students in that aspect, because I know now our society or our focus in education is going more towards STEM, but like the sciences, technologies, engineering, and whatever, and mathematics.
yeah.
Because I know, like, with my previous, quick tangent, with my previous high school, they went from an open school, I went to a public school, where you can take classes in whatever you want. Now you have to choose between arts and humanities or STEM. There's no mixing or matching, you go
That's
on one side to the other.
Like, it was like, so we called them academies, but it would be like the majority of the high school. Well, this is how it was my freshman year. It was like majority of the high school, and then they would have 2 academies. One of them was media, so you could do editing and like you can film stuff. You could do the school announcements, like anything media related was in that academy. And then they had the Metza Academy, and that was Math, Engineering, Technology, Science Academy.
Mhm.
So it's the STEM.
Oh, STEM of Mets. Okay.
Yeah, so like they had that, and then as the school like progressed, it was they made 2 other academies, and it was like business.
Thanks for listening to us ramble. Next week we won't ramble as much. Bye! Hey guys, thanks for checking out this episode of Social Squad. Be sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos.